Alright, good morning everyone. So I'm back in this infamous town square in the city of Chongqing. Once again, the city has 32 million people. So once again, I'm simultaneously on the ground floor while I am also on the 10th floor, and I'm also on the 22nd floor at the same time. See over there, that's a hotel over there. That's actually the 23rd, the 24th, and the 25th floor of the hotel. And this is a hospital right here. This is a Saturday morning. That's actually the 9th, and that's the 10th floor. And if you go over there, that is a underground pass that goes towards the subway. So this city hasn't fully woken up yet. I did mention before, everything that's in this city comes alive at nighttime. So yes, I titled this video, where you guys can expect to find the most gorgeous steamed rice bunny if you guys want to travel to China. So I've noticed something. So I've been traveling across China for the last 4 months plus now, and every time I travel to a different region, and you can expect something different. I know a lot of Westerners, you say, oh, all Asians look the same. Once you have seen enough Asians for yourself, you can tell there's just a little bit of a subtle difference. Why do I want to use the term steamed rice bunny? See, cooking rice is an art, right? It's very delicate. You have to get it just right. If it's too much water, it turns into porridge. It's just a wet, soggy diaper. And if it's too dry, the rice becomes extremely hard. It's just unbearable. So the moisture has to be perfect. And honestly, if you guys want to go to Asia, especially go to China, if you guys want to travel to a Chinese region with the finest, the baddest Chinese woman, I would have to say it's definitely this region, right? Either you can go to the Sichuan province, which has 83 million people, or you can go to the municipality of Chongqing. By the way, the city of Chongqing is a municipality by itself. It's just like Beijing or Shanghai. It's not part of the Sichuan province. It's not part of any province. It's just a separate entity on its own. So this city has 32 million people, and the city of Chengdu has 22 million people. So these two cities they combine for 54 million people. So there are plenty of options, right? So obviously every day as you're just walking around around the city and just going to every single street corner, there's going to be a gorgeous woman everywhere. Why do I think there's so many gorgeous women here? I think it has something to do with the climate. See, down here, unfortunately, I have to say 80 to 90% of the time, the weather is pretty shitty. If you guys want to look at the skies above me, it's extremely gray, and it's just not very pleasant. I would say 80 to 90% of the time it's either cloudy or it's raining outside. So there's almost never ever any sunlight. But one thing I do like about this region is that because the entirety of this region is surrounded by mountains, this city is built on mountains and it's built on hills. That's why you have the ground floor and the 10th floor and the 22nd floor all on this square. So this means that there are virtually no wind. I think the reason why so many Chinese women, they have these silky smooth skin, right? It's just absolutely perfect. It's just almost like a Barbie doll. You almost want to go up to their face and just want to pinch it. And yeah, I would say 80 to 90% of the Chinese women here, they have a 100% silky smooth skin and with absolute zero acne. I think it's due to the fact that there are almost no wind here, so their face is not getting damaged. And give you guys an example. Let's say if you travel to northeastern China during the winter, the weather is absolutely brutal, and every single day when you're going outside, your face is being slashed by these extremely harsh winds from northeastern China. That's why, generally speaking, I would say on average, I would say if you travel to the northeastern part of China, you guys will notice that the girls from the north, their skin's not as soft compared to the women down here in the south. And also, yes, I understand the weather is just it's constantly cloudy, it's constantly gloomy, it's raining all the time. But it's the same thing if you live in the UK, right? Whether if you live in Birmingham or London or Manchester or Newcastle, it's probably pissing rain there all the time. So if you're European, you're probably used to it. That's why down here there's no barbecue. That's why everybody eats a hot pot. You can't exactly have a barbecue outside when it's pissing rain all the time. But I think what has happened with these cloudy and raining conditions, that the moisture down here is just perfect. One thing I noticed when I was living up north, I noticed that the rooms, the houses, everywhere you go to hotels, it's almost too dry. Even I can feel it in my throat. It's just it's just a tiny bit of a sensation, makes you very, very uncomfortable. But when I travel down here, when I'm staying in the hotels, it doesn't matter where I'm staying at a guest house, when I go to the restaurants, let's say when I go to a tea house, I would say the the moisture is just perfect. It's not too dry, it's not too wet. It's like, when you're trying to cook the perfect steamed rice. So I would say yes, the atmospheric pressure, right, the elevation, everything combined in this region is absolutely perfect. That's why, it's not just the women. We're just walking around, when I'm looking at, old people, young people, men and women, whether you're Chinese or you're foreigner, I would say, yeah, the vast majority of the people here, they have an extremely silky, smooth skin. And as I was walking around and exploring the city, I did notice something. Look at what I found. Look at this shot. Yes, I found this massive plastic surgery hospital. So as I am, just looking up, so that hospital must have, 30 floors, possibly 35. So 30 floors at least. Yes, plastic surgery down here is not as common in northern China, but down here in the southern part of China, it's extremely common. So that's possibly one potential drawback. You have to be very, very careful, if you want to get yourself a nice steamed rice bunny, right? If you want to get yourself a nice Chinese girl, because, if you want to marry her, have kids, right? You think you're marrying an 8 or a 9 or a 10, but who knows? That woman could possibly be a 2 or a 3 or even a 1. Everything that happens in our life has both positive and negative consequences. And unfortunately, with the rise of technology, we also have, the rise of these makeups and cosmetics and the rise of plastic surgery. So this is why so many men have issues with commitment. This is why so many men have trust issues, because these men, they don't even know what you actually look like. So by the way, if you're wondering how much plastic surgery costs, I don't know exactly, it probably varies, but I do know that maybe not very few women will actually go to the extent to get a plastic surgery, to get a nose job or something, to completely alter their facial structure. But I do know that the Botox is extremely common in China. Why do I know this? Because my mom has done it, and my sister has done it. They get an injection every single year. I also know many other female members of my family, they also get Botoxes regularly. Very interesting enough, almost every single member of my family is the worst. Ladies, listen, do not get plastic surgery and do not get Botox. I think what they're saying is that every injection you get on your face with the Botox, it makes you 1 year younger. So let's say if you're a 50-year-old leftover Chinese woman, you've divorced twice, you got 2 different kids with 2 different baby daddies, and you still want to date a nice, hot 25-year-old, all you need is 25 of those Botox injections. 100% BS. So I think they cost anywhere between 3,000 to 5,000 yuan per injection. So you're looking at $420 to $700 USD. But yes, once again, I did see quite a few of these plastic surgery clinics and hospitals. Ladies, do not ever travel to China or Japan or South Korea to get these procedures done. It will 100% destroy your face. And just look at what happened to Courtney Cox, right? Prime Courtney Cox, she was one of the finest women on earth, but Courtney Cox really went straight downhill after getting all these injections and getting all these procedures done on her face. Just keep everything 100% natural. Just one more thing, if you guys want to travel to this region, yes, hot pot was invented in this city, so everything is spicy, right? You have to be ready to eat some really spicy food. I'm talking about Scotch bonnet, I'm talking about habanero, I'm talking about ghost pepper, I'm talking about Trinidad and Morugo scorpion. So if you guys want to come here, you have to be able to eat spicy food, because everything is extremely spicy. If you cannot handle a spicy food, do not come here. And I don't know, this is obviously a very negative stereotype associated with Indian people. A lot of people say, well, it's not just white people who are saying this, right? A lot of Chinese people say this as well. They say that Indian people, they smell terrible, they have this extreme body odor. And a lot of Chinese people say that these Indian people, the reason why they have these extreme body odor is because they're eating all these extremely spicy food. Well, if you come to the municipality of Chongqing, or if you go to anywhere in the Sichuan province, because everything is spicy here, so it's possible, if you travel down here, you will notice that a lot of Chinese people, especially Chinese women, they will have a very unique body odor as well, just from eating all these extremely spicy food and an extremely spicy hot pot. So let's say if you go to China, if you go to Chongqing, you meet this perfect steamed rice bunny. When you're going down on her, you have to be careful, because now she has an extra layer of body odor. So now her pink snapping turtle is going to be extra. I'm talking about extremely spicy. So I'm just telling you guys, when you guys travel to this part of China, everything is going to be extremely spicy. So you gotta be ready for it. And there's so much more about this city that I want to share with you guys. This is probably one of the most insane cities I have ever explored in my life. So I want to thank you guys for staying till the end, and I will come back to this city for future videos. See you guys next time.
Everybody knows that I'm breaking down. Everybody knows I ain't faking now. Everybody knows my heart's vacant now.